Today we're going to be talking about the cost difference between our animals, from all the way from our $1 rated slider up to our most expensive animal that we currently have, which is our Australian water dragon, worth up to $1,200. First, I want to mention that a cheap reptile does not mean a throwaway reptile. It does not mean it's any less valuable of a reptile. Let me just start off by saying that. First, our $1 animal, our rated slider. These are one of the most common pet turtles kept in the pet trade right now. They, unfortunately, are sold way too often as little tiny babies. Many people don't realize how big they get. This turtle can get upwards of 12 inches or larger when they're full grown. They require a large enclosure. A single rated slider requires a minimum of 125 gallons when full grown. Turtles also require very good filtration, and they also need UV lights and basking lights. So even though they are our cheapest turtle in that $1, most rated sliders, if you go to a pet store, you can get them. They'll probably be between $10 and $20, but a lot of rated sliders are given away absolutely free, making it our cheapest turtle here. But again, cheap does not mean unimportant. It also does not mean that they are cheap to keep, because they aren't. Next, coming in at an average of $30 to $40 would be our leopard geckos. Although they can get much more expensive, there are leopard geckos that can get upwards of several $100s, especially with all the different morphs you have out there. This is what a normal wild type leopard gecko looks like. This is our adult male Hermes. He has been with us for probably at least 10 years. So he's between 10 and 15 years old right now. The leopard geckos can live upwards of 25 to 30 years. They're really good beginner pet reptiles, fairly easy to keep. They don't require any special lighting. They are nocturnal, so you don't need any UV lights. They don't even really require basking lights, so it doesn't hurt to have them in there with them. They just need to have an enclosure that is kept warm. And they're also easy to feed. They eat a main diet of mealworms and or superworms. You want to make sure you mix up their diet though, so you add crickets and dubia roaches in there, and just make sure they have water. What do we got next? Next, with an average starting price of around $50, are bearded dragons. One of, if not the most commonly kept pet reptile in all of the reptile trade. Bearded dragons have a lifespan of between 10 to 15 years. Adult males can get upwards of 2 feet, although a bit more of an average is probably 15 to 18 inches for most adult bearded dragons. They do require special UV lighting. They require basking lights of basking temperatures of up to 110 to 120 degrees. They do require fairly large enclosures as adults. A minimum cage requirement would be a 4-foot by 2-foot wide by 2-foot tall enclosure. They eat veggies, so you want to give them mixed greens every day. They also eat bugs, dubia roaches, mealworms, superworms, crickets. Next on the list is our pink belly side neck turtles. On average, these guys will go for about $150 for an adult. You can get babies for as little as $35 to $40 when they're on sale. Most babies are going to cost you around $40 to $50. They said an adult like this is going to cost between $100 and $150. Awesome turtles. You can see that nice long neck is how they get the term side neck, because they will take that neck and they will scooch it over here. They will keep their neck sideways. Side neck turtle. Really cool turtles. They also have albino pink belly side necks. We hope to have a breeding group of these soon. This is a female right here. We hope to be getting a male within the next year and possibly having baby pink belly side neck turtles. Our next animal is going to be our Rankin's dragons. Baby Rankin's dragons start at an average of around $200 to $250, depending on the color pattern of your bearded dragon. Adults can go anywhere from three to, I've seen, up to $600 for an adult Rankin's dragons. They are fairly easily kept. They have the same care requirements as the bearded dragon that we saw earlier. They do require those hot basking temperatures up to 110 to 120 degrees. They also require the UV light to help them metabolize calcium and grow strong bones. They all eat the same food. You can see he's got his daily greens over there. You're also going to feed them crickets and dubia roaches and the occasional mealworm and occasional superworms. The varied diet is the best for any reptiles, so make sure you mix it up. Next on our list is going to be the red tegu. This is tegu right here, our nice, beautiful, big red Argentine tegu. As babies, these guys go for an average of $300 to $400. Adults can get much more expensive though, depending on what type of tegu you get. They have black and white Argentines. They have red Argentine tegus. The most expensive tegu is going to be the blue and the albino tegus. And a blue or albino tegu can cost you well more than $1,000, several $1,000s in fact. But this red Argentine tegu right here is going to cost you between $300 to $400 as a baby, probably about $500 to $600 as an adult. Tegus do get large. This girl right here is full grown. She's about 3 to 4 feet long. They require heat lamps. UV lights are definitely suggested, although it is not always considered essential for tegus and monitors, as they do eat whole prey items, which helps them gain the calcium that the UV light helps the other reptiles like the bearded dragons, who do not usually eat whole prey items and cannot make themselves. These guys eat whole prey items, which is where they get the calcium. But it definitely never hurts to give your animal UV lighting. They do require heat lamps. They also require it very humid, and they need a very large enclosure. Like I said, this is a 3 to 4 foot animal, so your minimum cage requirements is probably going to be a 6 to 8 foot long enclosure, at least 2 to 3 feet tall. They don't do a whole lot of climbing. They're more terrestrial, so you don't need anything super tall, but they do need a large enclosure. All right, you ready to see our most expensive animal at the zoo? All right, and our most expensive animal here at the zoo would be our Australian water dragon, with babies starting out at an average of $400 to $500 each. This adult female right here, I bought her when she was a baby. She's about 2 to 3 years old right now. When I bought her as an adult female like this, she would go for an average probably about $500 to $700. Adult males, which we have had in the past, we have paid up to $1,200 for one single adult male Australian water dragon. Also, one of the coolest and rarest animals that we have in our collection right now. These guys are not bred by very many people in the U.S. right now. We're hoping within the next year or two to be able to find another male to go with this girl right here. She'll be up to breeding size by next year, and we hope to be able to find a male so we can start breeding them and be one of the fortunate few people to breed Australian water dragons in the United States. So make sure to keep sticking around. Maybe in another year or two, you'll be able to buy some baby Australian water dragons from us. So what did you guys think about that? What is your most expensive or least expensive animal that you either currently keep or have kept in the past? I want to make sure to let everyone know that the cost of an animal does not determine the value of the animal. Like I said before, our red-eared sliders, which you can get more often than not for free, does not mean that the animal's life is worth any less. We love our turtles here. I have been keeping turtles for my entire life of being a reptile keeper. Turtles were the very first reptile that I ever kept. It was actually a red-eared slider named Lulu and a false map turtle named Frank. And ever since then, when I was about 18 when I got those, So for 22 years now, I have been keeping turtles. I love them. I have kept all types of turtles, from the cheapest reddish sliders up to my most expensive turtle would probably be our alligator snapping turtle, which go for about $200 to $300 at the size that I got him at. Make sure you're subscribed and that notification bell so you know when we upload our next videos. Also, next month we are going to be hosting our very first reptile watch party. Our first movie is going to be Jurassic Park. We're going to be doing a breakdown of the realistic nature of the dinosaurs in that film. If you would like to come along and watch that movie with us, you can go over to our Discord, which I'll have a link in the description down below. We will be posting very shortly the date of that watch party. Just comment down below if you're going to come watch us. We hope to see you there. Bye.